brand builder, Rory Vaden here. Thank you so much for tuning in to listen to this interview. We are so excited to bring you this information and wanted to let you know that, hey, there's no sales pitch coming from anything that we do. This is all our value add to you and the community. However, if you are somebody who is looking for specific strategies on how to build and monetize your personal brand, we would love to talk to you. And we offer a free call to everyone that's interested in getting to know us and is willing to give us a chance to get to know them and share a little bit about what we do. So if you're interested in taking us up on a free strategy call, you can do that at brandbuildersgroup.com/summit call. brandbuildersgroup.com/summit call. Hope to talk to you soon. On with the show.
It's so fun over the course of my career to look back at people that I've intersected with along the way. And I used to be the young guy, like trying to come up and meet people. And now I'm the old guy looking back. And Clint Salter, who you are about to meet, is one of my favorite people I have met on this journey. He is such a cool guy, such a warm spirit. And I think I was interviewed on his podcast 6 years ago when he was just kind of coming into the online space. And now he has built this empire. And here's what's amazing about it. He's done it in a very, very narrow niche vertical. So he is the CEO of something called the Dance Studio Owners Association. And it is a community of dance studio owners worldwide. So he is from Western Sydney in Australia, and that's where he grew up. He was involved in, he was owning a studio. He owned a studio when he was 16. He's sold multiple businesses. He'd sold 3 companies by the time he was 28. And now the group that he runs, the DSOA, Dance Studio Owners Association, has 32,000. There's 32,000 members in this community that reach 800,000 kids every week through dance. And so our paths crossed here again recently. I hadn't seen him in years, and I couldn't believe the success that he was having. So Clint, thanks for being here, buddy.
Rory, it's such a pleasure to reconnect, and I'm so excited for our conversation today.
Yeah, totally, mate. It's going to be great. Okay, so buddy, can you just give us a super quick history of your journey? Because you really are an example of, you had a passion, turned it into a business, then turned it into a personal brand. So can you just give us the highlights of what that looked like?
Yeah, totally. So as you mentioned, I was 16. I started a dance studio with a friend because that was my thing. I love dancing. I come from a family of teachers. I love teaching. And so I put those two things together and said to my friend, why don't we start a dance studio? We were living at home, didn't have to pay rent. Why not do it? There was no risk there. And we started it, and it just took off. And we actually grew a business. We weren't making millions of dollars in our dance studio, but for a 16, 17, 18-year-old kid, I was taking home a few $100s every week, and I was really happy with that while I was at school. And then sold that business. We both wanted different things in the business, and sold that business and went on to do some different things. I was an agent for 5 years, managing TV personalities. I worked on the musical.
Didn't you manage the Jersey Boys at one point? You were a tour manager.
Yeah,
for the Jersey Boys?
Yeah, so I was touring and company manager for Jersey Boys, the musical, managing a team of 56 highly creative people, which was a very interesting part of my journey. And then I started consulting. And at the beginning, I was consulting to every type of business, whether you were a gym or a lawyer, a graphic designer. I think I had a gardener at one point. I was helping every service-based business owner on how to generate new clients into their business. And I had a dance studio come to me, an owner that I'd worked with previously, and they were like, "Hey, can you help me?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. I know this space. I love this space." And I started helping Sarah, and I was like, I love this. Like I get to blend business and my passion, which was dance and working with dance studios. And I had my own dance studio. And I was having dinner with a friend one night and they were like, you know what? You need to go all in on this dance studio market. And I was so afraid because I was like, there's not enough of them. And I don't know if they have enough money to pay me. And so I was this person that was working with everyone. And I didn't want to limit the opportunity by just working with dance studio owners. But I treated it as an experiment. And 6 years ago, I said, you know what? I'm going to do it for a year, just for a year. If it doesn't work out, I can go back to helping everyone. But for a year, I'm going to become the dance studio owner guy that helps studios grow their business, get back their lives. And that was 6 years ago, and I haven't looked back.
Wow. So I love this story because I think that's what, so we teach a thing called Sheehan's Wall, which is like trying to break through this wall of becoming, from being unknown to becoming known. And in our minds, we go, I don't want to limit my opportunity. And so I want to talk to lots of people. But the real way you break through the wall is by becoming known for one thing and being the go-to person on that one thing. And then when you break through the wall, if you want, you have a much better opportunity to expand into various stuff after. So what happened? Like, to just flat out ask you, did they have enough money? Like, I mean, clearly you're living in a high-rise, brand new high-rise in Miami, like doing your thing. So you had enough to survive, but did that take a while, or was it actually pretty quick? And did you also have to charge really high prices? Because when I think of, dance studios and gym owners, they're not, these aren't people rolling around in Bentleys and living in mansions. They're doing it for passion. So you probably, were you charging high dollars, or were you doing like lower dollar stuff?
Yeah. So great question. At the beginning, I was selling $599. It was $599 for my 12-week course.
Okay.
And so that's what I was selling at the very beginning. I was selling a 12-week course. It was $599, or you could buy it for $399 plus $47 a month to get support. So I was selling like this subscription model on the back of the course where they could ask me questions, inside a Facebook group. And after about doing that for nearly a year, and I was like doing a webinar every week, and I was getting really good at the webinar and fine-tuning the webinar. Exactly, to sell the program.
To sell the program.
So, I had like one funnel, one channel. I had Facebook ads, I had a funnel to a webinar, and I was just getting really, really good at delivering that webinar and enrolling people into the program. And that's how I started. And I did that literally for a year of just building, getting better. And I'm so glad I did that, because now when people come to me or they see what what we're achieving, and they're like, oh, I'm starting up and I want to create 5 courses and I want to be on Facebook and Instagram and doing all of these things. I'm like, no, have one great course or program, master one distribution channel, and just start by getting really good at that before you do too many things and don't master any of them.
Preach it, brother. Preach it loud. That is so, like I said, you're such a great example of this. So you, not only did you have one product for one audience, you had one vehicle of selling it and one traffic source of getting people there. And you just dominated that thing. Like, you just mastered it. And you were running one webinar every week, like a live one?
Yeah, sometimes I do too, but mostly it was one live one.
What day of the week did you do it on?
I'm pretty sure it was Wednesdays. And I think it was around like 10 or 12 p.m. Eastern. And I was in Australia, and I was like staying up super, super late. It'd be like 11 or 12 a.m. And I'd be like running these webinars, or I'd wake up super early, or I'd do something, on a Monday to get them on a Sunday night. I was just like doing the work. I was doing the work. I had the background with this audience, with this industry, and I knew them. I think that's the other thing, is that I'd been a part of this industry for such a long time that I knew what their challenges were. I knew what they wanted. I knew how to make their business achieve more success. And so my focus was really on delivering value. That $599 program had like 35 videos in it, with worksheets and those videos went for like 30 minutes to an hour.
Wow.
I wanted to just like give them like everything I knew. And that's a reason I truly believe.
And you're saying 30 minutes, 30 videos at like 30 to 60 minutes each.
There was 35 videos, and on average they were about 30 minutes, but a lot of them, there was a few that went for an hour. And I had
You're talking about 1,000 minutes of education.
Yeah, it was a lot. And that program though really kind of put our business, DSOA, on the map. And from there, I was able to launch we launched a $47 a month membership. So that piece that I was tacking onto the program actually became a standalone program itself, a standalone membership level. And so from that 47, then we created our Inner Circle, which is our main coaching offering that we have now for studio owners.
So do you still have the course?
So
or did the course just get absolved into the $47 membership?
So it actually didn't get put into the $47 membership. It got put into our Inner Circle membership as like the foundation, the baseline. So when you join us in the Inner Circle, the first thing that you do would be to go through our Studio Success Formula program, which is our 12-week foundation covering every piece of a dance studio. Or our flagship program now that we sell, which I created, I think it's going to be nearly 3 years ago, is our Student Attraction Intensive. And that is a program that is just focused on how to attract, enroll, and retain students, because that is our audience's biggest challenge. And if we can get them doing that, we can really help them transform their business, and then we can look after them with their finances, their leadership, and their operations.
So is that the Student Attraction Intensive? That's a course?
That's a course. Yeah, that's an 8-week course that we sell.
Okay. How much is that?
That's $2,000.
All right. So that's kind of like you have that and the $47 membership as like the two entry points.
Exactly. Most people will come through the Student Attraction Intensive. So if you're looking at like the core business model now, it's focused on the Student Attraction Intensive and then the Inner Circle program, the coaching experience.
Oh, I got you. Okay. So the membership isn't so much like a main thing anymore?
No.
Okay.
No,
I got you.
We still have it. We have just over 1,000 members in DSOA. But, for us, our focus is really on, we get the best results when we can work with people in a deeper way. And so our focus is
1,000 members at $47 a month. I mean, that's,
it's
50 grand a month to help cover expenses and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's fantastic. But, for me, where we're at now in the company is we're looking at, which of our members get results the fastest, and how can we continue to accelerate, their growth and their progress. And we can do our best work at our Inner Circle level. Those people are paying anywhere from $500 to $1,000 a month, depending on which level they're at in the Inner Circle, whether they're a launch member or they're a premier member. And then, we get to do awesome work in our Student Attraction Intensive in our 8-week course. And so that's where our focus is currently.
I love how you took, like your first course was $600. You gave away the goods, right, to get yourself out of the ground. And then as you started to scale, you realized the number one pain point that my audience has is blank, attracting new students. and just focused on that. So, and that's now $2,000. So it's like,
Yeah.
you took one sliver of this thing, of this whole big thing, and now that one thing is so focused upon, it's over three times the cost of what the whole thing used to be, because you just really honed in on what they need. And then from there you move them up into, so for $500, $1,000 a month, then do you guys have other coaches, or is it?
Oh, yeah. So
okay.
It's awesome. So inside of the Inner Circle, we have studio growth coaches. So these are studio owners who are doing over $1 million a year in their business. And so they come on board as coaches in the Inner Circle. So we have a few of those. We have a Facebook ads coach, a profit first coach, an in-classroom coach, a website and tech coach. And then we bring guest coaches in every month as well.
But do they have one-on-one calls with these people?
So the one-on-one calls happen with the studio growth coaches.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then you have like other resident experts that kind of teach like
the do
weekly
group
stuff.
Coaching calls. Yeah. So our kind of like expert coaches, they teach like the Facebook ads and the finance and the legal and that piece. They do a group call every single month. And then our studio growth coaches will take one-on-one calls. And we also provide virtual retreats, in-person retreats, curriculum. We do roundtables. We have squads where everyone's in a group of 8 to 12 studio owners. Like we've got a lot of cool stuff inside of the Inner Circle for them.
I love, it's like you're serving this one niche in such a deep way, because it's all you're focused on. It's what it's what you're passionate about. I just absolutely love this, man. So, interesting. So looking back here now, is that basically the essence of the advice you would give to somebody who is starting? Because, we've got, some of our clients are celebrity mega superstars. A lot of our clients are intermediate, but we have a good portion of people probably who listen to the podcast who are not yet clients, who are just like early in the journey. And I think it's kind of like they're struggling to go, to figure out their positioning in the world and who they should serve. And would you say, would you just basically recommend that path that you followed and just figure out what it is for you?
I would. And I think the important thing with that is that you stick to something. I see a lot of people who are chopping and changing. They're chopping and changing their message. They're chopping and changing their audience. They're chopping and changing the content that they're teaching, because they don't get $1 million launch, 3 months out of the gate. And, for me, it was persistence, it was resilience, it was making that commitment to an audience, sharing my message with them for a year. And so I would ask everyone and challenge everyone who's here is to pick a niche, pick an audience, decide on what you're going to share, what wisdom, what insights, what teachings you're going to share with that audience. Make sure it's in alignment with what their challenges and their struggles are, and that what you're teaching delivers value and gets them results, and focus on them deeply for a year. Commit to that market and that message for a year. And I think anyone can do extremely well if they're focused and they have clarity and they're delivering value. At the end of the day, why we've done well is because delivering value to our customers is absolutely, at the core. And it's never been more than this year with COVID. When our studio owners had shut down, when we had to take them virtual in 4 days, we were doing 1 or 2 calls every single day, with our members for like 4 months. To get them through this and to support them. And that is why we're still standing and we're surviving, and we've had a terrific year, but we've also been able to really make a huge impact on our members this year as well.
That is what it's all about, my friends. Clint Salter, where should people go, man, if they wanna like follow you? And I mean, gosh, if you're a dance studio owner, you got to be plugged into this community.
Please, yes. If you're a studio owner, please come and visit us at dsoa.com. If you're not a studio owner, I still love to hear from you. I'm on Facebook, Clint Salter. You'll find me there. Shoot me through a message. Love to share anything that I can with you. But you're all in really good hands with Rory and his amazing company. So yeah, but love to hear from you.
Well, thanks, brother. Clint Salter, ladies and gentlemen, send him some love if you can. And we wish you all the best, my friend.
Thanks, Rory. Take care.